𝗂𝗶𝘁𝗲𝗄𝗃𝗲. No, I'm not cursing you out. It's not a foreign language. It's the scientific name of our video today. We're going to talk about one of the most controversial, inspiring, and powerful notes in the world of perfumery. Of course, the note of VETIVER. If you guys want to know all about this fragrance note, stick around. It is one of my favorites, and I'm glad to share with you. Let's get into it. Of course, we're talking about VETIVER today, which happens to be one of my favorite notes in perfumery, definitely top 3. And with this series, of course, it's a series that I do for you guys every year, and it's one of the most requested ones, this Holy Grail series. We're gonna kick off this series with the VETIVER, and of course, I'm gonna give you guys 3 options at the end of the video to vote for the next, Holy Grail list that I'll be sharing with you guys. I'm gonna give you 15 choices today, starting with entry-level options here, which I'll give you 4. Then we're gonna move into the core. I'll give you 4 more, which is gonna be a little bit more elaborate. Then you're gonna get 4 intriguing, more intricate, complex, and darker facets of VETIVER. And last but not least, I'll give you 3 Holy Grail VETIVERs that you should definitely try to get your hands on. You have to give credit to VETIVER, not only because it is inspiring, powerful, but also controversial. It can go from lighter, soapy, to dark and complex, and even hard to wear for some people. There's so many qualities to this particular note, to VETIVER itself, to the element VETIVER. It has been, used in the world of aromatherapy, in the world of, helping people with brain functions, to cure people. If you go back to the Egyptian times, Greek times, ancient times, it's always been a part of the culture. You can burn VETIVER root, which is said to expel bad spirits. You can use it for healing, properties, so on and so forth. You can go on Google and research this particular note, and you're going to see how powerful and incredible the note of VETIVER is. But for all intents and purposes, let's hop into this list today. We're going to start with lighter. Like I said, this is Vibrant VETIVER Delight from the house of Emir, from the Emirates, the United Emirates in Dubai. Such an incredible fragrance, guys. Long lasting, amazing. You can rock this as a signature scent. Like I said, it borrows elements from both Tom Ford, Grey VETIVER, and 𝗵𝗺𝘀 from Byredo. If you're not familiar with Tom Ford's Grey VETIVER or Byredo's 𝗵𝗺𝘀, doesn't matter how I describe this, but what I'm telling you is it's going to embody both of those characters from those fragrances and then add some other nuances and facets, making this an incredible segue and entry into the world of VETIVER fragrances. Check this out, guys. Affordable as they come and amazing as you would expect. I'm gonna actually give you guys one that is highly slapped on and I think is incredibly of quality, and it has all the facets and qualities of the ones that I just mentioned above, but I would go with this one for a value proposition that is unmistakably incredible. This is going to be VETIVER from Carven. Not that easy to find, but when you do find it, the great thing about this one is it's not going to be expensive, it's not going to break the bank, and again, it's going to have those soapy facets, but it's also going to have a very nice, well-balanced VETIVER and woodiness in the base. Carven had one that I think it has become discontinued and hard to find, which was called Le Vetiver. If you do find that one, I would take that one over this one, but because that one's so hard to find, this is going to be your next best thing. And again, if you want to stay within the soapy entry-level VETIVERs, this one here will give you everything you want as far as the experience goes, the assertiveness, the power, but also that cleanliness, that soapiness that I'm talking about, which is great to get your feet wet into the VETIVER world of fragrances. Aromatic, woody, a little bit spicy, and the account of ginger that you have here, very sparkly, amazing to rock all year round as a signature scent. By the way, all the VETIVERs here could potentially be a great signature scent. That's how I envision VETIVERs being worn. If you're looking for a fragrance to really step up your game and have that one fragrance that will evoke class, elegance, sophistication, and assertiveness, VETIVER is definitely a note to look into. And the fragrance I'm talking about here right now, at the 3rd option here for the entry level, is going to go to 𝗿𝗵𝗄𝑚 𝗵𝗇 Miyake VETIVER from, I believe, a couple years ago. Again, this is going to be very sparkly. You have a gorgeous ginger note up top, some clary sage, some lavender, definitely a ton of fruitiness here. I believe there's grapefruit, gorgeous note of bergamot. It is quite fruity. It is quite uplifting and bright. I love rocking this in springtime, summertime, but again, you could rock this as a signature scent, especially if you live somewhere where the weather is tropical, it's warm throughout the year. This will make a great addition to your collection. Green, fruity, and aromatic VETIVER essence. Absolutely stunner right here, guys. Don't snooze in this one. I always say 𝗿𝗄𝗄 Miyake is quality for value. It's amazing quality, great performance, for an incredible price point. Don't snooze in this one, guys, because you never know. This might be discontinued, hard to find afterwards. Right now, it's a cheapie. Everything will be listed below to make your life easier. You can also, if you don't want to pick it up right away, of course, VETIVER can be hard to wear. This one is not. This is a safe blind buy, I promise you. But if one of the more trying or harder or more complex ones, if you want to try before you buy anything on this list, you can check out, of course, perfume.com. The partner of this channel. Get yourself a decant, just like so. Carry with you, live with the fragrance, make sure you love it before you pull the trigger on the actual bottle. Check out perfume.com, and everything here will be listed if you want to try it before you buy it or purchase a bottle. And of course, my codes, discounts, everything listed below to make your life easier. The last option here in the entry level, I'm going to give you guys something on the quote-unquote gourmand facet of things, perhaps something a little bit sweeter. Vetiver, of course, vetiver-centric, but a little bit on the sweeter side with some gourmand facets and nuances. From the house of 𝗂𝗏𝗄𝗃, this is my final choice for the entry level, which is going to be VETIVER tonka. This one here is, it needs no introduction. This is Jean-Claude Ellana's, and to me, it's one of his masterpieces. If you have to name maybe the top 5 favorites ever creations of Jean-Claude Ellana, this is definitely one of my top 5s. Love Vetiver tonka. It's one of those fragrances that is just amazing, embodies everything that Jean-Claude Ellana does. It's very transparent, very transportive, very ethereal, incredible. You have a nutty facet here. The vetiver is incredibly constructed here with the tonka beans, which adds a little bit of a sweetness to it. I believe there's sandalwood in the base, also some creaminess. This is incredible, easy to wear, easy, amazing signature scent, versatile. You can dress this up or dress it down. One thing is for sure, you're going to smell absolutely incredible. This is cozy, it's inviting. It takes the vetiver and makes it, it kind of makes the vetiver, it changes your whole perception of the vetiver note. If you think vetiver is a hard to wear note, Vetiver tonka will most definitely change that whole perception. It has this honey note that's a little bit slightly licorice, but in a very creamy, sophisticated, elegant, cozy, and inviting way. These are my 4 choices for entry level. Now we're going to get into the next level here, which is going to be the more complex, the more well-constructed fragrances that perhaps have a little something in there that is for the connoisseur or somebody that really wants to get deeper into the world of vetiver. We're going to kick it off, of course, with one that, again, if you love vetiver, if you really want to get deep into vetiver, you need to get this into your hands. This is from Dominique Ropion as the nose, and this is VETIVER extraordinaire. Now, the name says it all. This is an extraordinary composition, a great vetiver scent like no other. Very nicely constructed. Now, this one here is going to be on the smokier side, a lot more earthier components, definitely very green, very grassy. But again, still wearable, still easy to wear. I know people that don't appreciate vetiver fragrances, they do enjoy this one. My wife included. She's not a big fan of vetiver fragrances, and she does enjoy, VETIVER extraordinaire when I wear it. She wouldn't wear it herself, but she at least tolerates, I should say, or appreciates when I wear this one. So the more complex, section here, first choice, VETIVER extraordinaire from the house of Frédéric Malle. The next complex vetiver that I would suggest you guys check out would be from the house of 𝗂𝗏𝗄𝗃 as well, but this is from the regular collection, from the signature line. This is Eau Intense Vetiver from 𝗂𝗏𝗄𝗃. I absolutely love this. Is a stunner. I've worn this fragrance a lot over the years since the inception. I reviewed this for you guys when it first was introduced. I want to say a few years ago now. I don't know, 5, 6, 7 years ago. Opens up very fruity, very woody, very spicy. Then it dries down very earthy, very green. Amazing. This, to make it easier for you guys, if you're familiar with Spice and Woods from Creed, it has that fruitiness from the apple, from the fruitiness that you have with Spice and Wood, but then you have the dark facets of the earthiness, the smokiness of the vetiver here, and of course, that orange, that burnt orange feel that you get with the 𝗂𝗏𝗄𝗃's signature line. Absolutely incredible fragrance, amazing value proposition for what you're getting here. Lasts a long time. I love this as a signature scent, office safe. You wear this fragrance, you're going to give people a vibe of in control. It evokes this assertiveness, this powerful, but yet very well balanced vibe about yourself. 𝗂𝗏𝗄𝗃's Eau Intense Vetiver is absolutely a stunner. Don't snooze in this one. A little bit more complex, a little bit harder to wear because of those smokiness and that earthiness facets here that will be a little bit more amplified, but definitely wait for the heart into the dry down. It gets absolutely incredible. It gets more mellow and very easy to wear. The third option here for the more complex vetiver is actually one that's very easy to wear, very timeless, very elegant, very sophisticated, and one that's been around for many years. I believe it was originally released in 1959. And this is from the house of Guerlain. And of course, the one I have here is an Eau de Toilette from the early 2000s, which is amazing. This is a bottle that's, readily available out there. There's a ton of notes here, woods, spices, of course, the very, incredible blonde tobacco note here that makes this so amazing and different from every other vetiver that you can have actually, get your nose on. But this is such an incredible scent. And I would not go with the older formulation. I would actually go with this one here, the newest release that was, put out this year, which is a VETIVER Parfum edition from Guerlain. I talked about this, I reviewed it for you guys. It is absolutely stunning. They made this classic, VETIVER, very traditional feel, infused with modern components. You're gonna get the same feeling that you get with the original VETIVER here from the early 2000s, or even the actual frozen VETIVER, which is one that's very procured and hard to find. This could have been like a Holy Grail, but I'm not gonna put this in the Holy Grail. But anyway, that particular VETIVER is amazing. This one here encapsulates all the VETIVERs over the years from Guerlain, but they added this very nice modern nuance to it. It's a little bit sweet, a little bit creamier than the other ones. Definitely tradition meets modernity. You're gonna have some modern feel here, but also very traditional. You got that old school meets modern. Absolutely incredibly well-balanced, long-lasting, amazing. I said before, I'll say it again, one of the best releases of the year so far, and definitely one that I would highly recommend somebody getting into VETIVER, but likes a little bit more complex things, to check this out. This is sophistication in a bottle. And last but not least, the fourth option here on the more complex is going to go to Lunar VETIVER from Amououd. You guys know how much I love this brand. This one might be one that I will actually spray today. Absolutely incredible VETIVER fragrance. Fruity, earthy, green, grassy. You have a touch of dark facets here to make it so complex and extremely interesting. This has Javanese VETIVER in it, but the reason why I love this one so much is because it has some really intricate notes featured here. You have pimento note, which adds the spiciness feel to it, clary sage, which gives this aromatic nuance and very green heart into this fragrance. Pink pepper, a touch of tonka to add some sweetness. This is a VETIVER like no other. If you want a VETIVER fragrance that's classy, elegant, aromatic, sophisticated, that's gonna get you smelling amazing. And I think, again, value proposition is what I always look at. This is an incredible VETIVER composition. Extremely well constructed, amazingly balanced, long lasting, and it smells different than any other VETIVER out there because of the different notes that it adds. The pimento, the clary sage, a touch of vanilla, a touch of tonka, a little bit of sweetness, creaminess in the dry down, an absolutely intriguing, complex, and amazing VETIVER here at the fourth and last option for the complex VETIVERs. Now we're gonna get into the dark territory, the daring, the more complex, the really intriguing, but also very daring, very dark. These are gonna be smokier. They're gonna be paired up maybe with some boozy facets, really dark components. These are gonna be harder to wear. You must really appreciate the note to get into the four next fragrances that I'm gonna be sharing with you today. This is gonna be Q's New York, of course, Introvert. I talked about this, a play on words. It's going to be a great fruity VETIVER, but it also very powerful, also very smoky. This is gonna be a VETIVER that's resinous, that's deep, that's long lasting. When you spray, like right now I just took over the whole room. If you do appreciate VETIVER as a prominent note, in your face note, you will love this fragrance from the first spray, from the get-go. However, if you think VETIVER is a little harsh, it's hard to bear, you're not gonna like this. I'm gonna be quite honest with you. In fact, everything here in this last four here are not gonna be for everyone. But the true VETIVER connoisseur, the true VETIVER lover will absolutely fall in love head over heels with this particular one. Introvert, it's a play on word. The perfumer is a very introverted person, and VETIVER is a very powerful note. So he came up with this concept, introvert, so bringing the introversion outwards with VETIVER. Absolutely stunning fragrance, guys. Check this one out. I guarantee one of my favorite discoveries of the year. Love this stuff. It's making a lot of my lists because it's something that I'm wearing very heavily this year. But again, you must truly love VETIVER to appreciate this one. It's not going to be for the faint of heart. That simple. Next up, we're going to talk about a Ninky vibe kind of a VETIVER, very smoky, very earthy, very green, very dark. And of course, if you enjoy Chanel Sycamore, this particular one is going to be the next best thing because it encompasses everything of the old Sycamore, the EDT, not the new Parfum now because it's been reformulated. It's no longer what it used to be. This is from master perfumer Nathalie Larson, and this is Encre Noire à l'extrême. And we all know that Encre Noire, especially from the house of Lalique, puts out incredible fragrances that are great, powerful, long-lasting, amazingly composed for a great deal, for a great price. And this is exactly what you're gonna get here. Very similar to Sycamore from Chanel, the earthy, very green, very inky vibe, tons of VETIVER notes here, tons of VETIVERs, different qualities, Haitian VETIVER, Javanese. There's a combination of VETIVERs in the heart, opens up fruity, smoky, earthy, and very, very green. You have resins, patchouli, cypress, which adds this really nice hinoki kind of a vibe here, which I love, very woody. And of course, sandalwood in the base. As this dries down, it gets actually creamier and fruitier. I love this stuff, guys. 𝗿𝗂𝘀𝗃 for Encanor. Don't snooze this. You can find this for very cheap. And again, if you do love a more daring, smoky vetiver, inky kind of a vibe, you're going to absolutely love this one. And it goes to show you don't have to break the bank to smell great. You don't have to break the bank to find quality. Case in point, Encanor à l'extrême. Amazing quality for great price point. Now I'm going to give you a facet of vetiver that people don't talk about much, which is a salty kind of a vetiver. It's a marine, salty kind of a vibe that you get with this vetiver that I'm going to share with you today. And there's a couple options that truly enhances that saltiness, that ambergris kind of a vibe, 𝗨𝗿𝗵𝗴, translating salt of vetiver. And this is from the house of a different company from France, which is a brand that's always slapped on. Wow, this is absolute insanity. It smells so good. Very similar to Sultan's vetiver, very salty, very green, very earthy, very grassy, very smoky, extremely powerful, mouth-watering salty. I love this, guys. It's almost like this sea breeze with the smokiness and the green and the woodiness of the vetiver. 𝗨𝗿𝗵𝗴 here, my third option for a more complex, daring, intricate, and smoky, salty kind of a vetiver. Absolutely stunning fragrance though. Truly a work of art. This one here, I hardly ever heard anything about it on social media, never hear anybody talking about it. I deep dove into this particular line of this brand. This is their more prestigious, private blend collection. It has changed. The bottle I'm showing here to you is actually something from years ago, a vintage, bottle, if you will. It has been changed. I'm going to pop the new bottle on screen for you guys. This is from the house of 𝗵𝗂 from Switzerland, and this is called Royal. Now, Royal is an incredible vetiver scent because it has the oud note, amber, and leather. So think about this. You take the vetiver nuances, the smokiness, the green, the earthiness, but then you embellish that with a gorgeous dark leather note. There's a wheat note up top as well, amber in the base. It is smoky, it is earthy, it's a little bit slightly sweet, very nicely blended, very complex. Think about this, if Tom Ford's Oud Wood Matte Tom Ford Tobacco Oud, without the tobacco, add the leather from maybe Tuscan leather, and then of course all the other vetiver nuances that we love, the earthiness, the smokiness, the green, the fruitiness. This is an incredible fragrance, guys. Don't sleep on this one. This is a very complex fragrance. When I wear this fragrance, 𝗵𝗂's Royal, and I'm dressed up, I always get people asking me, what are you wearing? You smell so good. This smells different. This is something unique. I've never tried this before. Can you please show me what you're wearing? I want to get a bottle. That's the kind of reactions I get with 𝗵𝗂's Royal, guys. Don't snooze on this one. Amazing. If you do like a complex, dark, and daring kind of a vetiver, along with the leather, the oud, all those darker notes, you're going to love this one. I love this one. You got the gold flakes in the bottle. Stunning composition, guys. Long lasting. This lasts all day. If I spray my clothes, forget about it. It'll be here the next day and then some. 𝗵𝗂's Royal here. My last option for the most complex, daring, and intricate kind of vetiver fragrances. The 3 Holy Grail fragrances to complete the top 15 will go to number 1, which is a green coffee and vetiver fragrance, very earthy, from the house of Dior, from the François de Marchi years, which this is when the brand was doing things great. And I believe this was released in 2010. This is Vetiver's from Christian Dior La Collection Privée. An amazing vetiver fragrance, quite nice. I believe there's sandalwood in the base, green coffee beans in the heart, and of course a ton of vetiver. There's a combination of vetivers here. This is as good as it gets. A true Holy Grail for true vetiver connoisseurs and lovers. If you can get a hold of this one, I believe in Paris or France as a whole, some of the Dior boutiques still have this in stock. So if you do have somebody that has access to Christian Dior boutiques in France or Paris, do get yourself a bottle before they're going to be completely gone. I know there's very little of this stuff out there, and this fetches a pretty penny as well. Next up, I'm going to talk about one that I wanted to get for years, and this is a very nice one because it's a boozy. There's, I believe, cognac, honey, just an incredible vetiver composition from a brand that the owner herself has passed on, and God bless her soul, she's no longer with us. This is from the house of Mona Diorio, and this is of course vetiver with a Y. You have a boozy facet up top, you have this honey note, spices, sandalwood in the base, an amazing vetiver creation, definitely a Holy Grail for me. This is, I don't know if this is still available. I think this has actually been reformulated, but it's still available. I think the company that purchased Mona Diorio has put this out again in a different bottle, which I'll pop it on screen here. If you can find the vintage bottle, which has the champagne wiring on the actual cap, this is the vintage formulation. This is the one you want. Definitely a Holy Grail for me. It took me years to get a bottle, and I'm glad to have this in my collection. Last but not least to me, This is a true work of art. When this brand was doing things right, the brand of l'artisan parfumé, this is simply called VETIVER. This is an absolute stunning composition, ladies and gents. It is VETIVER to the max. It's perfection. It has a lot of ingredients and notes in here that you can no longer have because of IFA regulations, such as oak moss, for example. Gorgeous lavender note, VETIVER, fruitiness, the green, the grassy feel, the smokiness, the earthiness, and absolute stunning. This to me is one of the best VETIVER fragrances ever made. If you can get a bottle of this, definitely get a bottle of this. If you want a true VETIVER composition in its entirety without any shortcuts and truly giving you the full experience, guys, VETIVER from l'Artisan is definitely my true holy grail. Now guys, here's the deal. This is the top 15 video. You just got 15 incredible choices for VETIVER, whether you're going entry level, more complex, more daring, or holy grail. I've got you covered. And of course, let me know in the comments of this video, what are your favorite VETIVER fragrances of all time? Please, you can share your top 3, your top 5, as many as you'd like. Love to read your comments. And of course, also let me know from the 3 choices given in the description of this video and also in the community tab, what would you like to see as the next holy grail to talk about? And of course, I'll come back with that list very soon. Thank you so much for your support. If you do appreciate the channel, leave a like, subscribe, hit the bell so you get these videos straight into your feed. And of course, I will see you right back here with another one very soon. Take care.